flip this camera around. There we go. There we go. Hello, everyone. Let me get off of that. Okay. Let me hit more arrow. Everybody's on. Hello, can you guys hear us? Let us know if you can hear us. What's up?
What
My
a
brother.
beauty, what a beauty, what a beauty.
How you doing, my brother?
What's up, Roberto?
Look, we are so sharp. Exactly 8 o'clock.
Exactly, man.
How are you guys?
Good. How's life treating you, man?
Man, I love you. I love you so much. You know that. I miss you. It's been a long time that we didn't see each other, right?
That's true. It's been a while. Yeah, man.
How's things going now?
Good. You know, we still try to get dressed up even though we're on lockdown, you know.
Because Hi, Gary. How are you? It's so pleasure to. So Gary's here, man. He's fantastic. Goem as well. All the big boys are there.
That's right. That's right. The crew, the original squad. Right. So,
How are you? How's everything?
Good. So, Roberto, we only have an hour, you know, and I'm new to this and you're new to it too. So if we get clicked off, you know, we'll do it another time, extended. But, you know, I just wanted to talk about how you feel about the fashion industry, what your plans are with your factory and everything, the state of how everything is right now. And it will just go into that and see how it goes. But do you mind telling the people how you got started in the business?
Definitely, yes. Why not? Well, I started in the business very early. It was a passion of my family, so I wanted to keep going. But in the state, to keep it very low profile as a small tailoring, I wanted to bring it into a branding, which is it was my idea to create a brand,
right,
which is based on the sartorial world, but having that twist, which is we needed those days because it's beautiful to have the style of the 1940s, but to live in it those days. So, you know, we need to twist the man, looking still manly, but little bit dandy. So I tried to figure it out into a brand. So you can see it from my logo. So it's a little bit dandy with those mustache and glasses. And to be honest with you, when I started, I was a little bit like, let's do it. So I went back to the archive. So I start to look into the trousers, you know, the high waisted.
True.
And the other days they used to tell me, "Are you crazy, man? Do you look like a grandpa if you wear those trousers?" I say, guys, if you look at the movies and you look at the best actors in the world, or the best, let's say, icons, they used to wear this kind of stuff. So why not?
True.
And when I start to make them, they used to make laugh at me. They used to call me Fantozzi, which is an old actor in Italy. So the fact that I said, okay, let's, you know, always when you start something new for the people, you might get misunderstanding, and you might look at it, you and say, we don't feel it might doing well. Then after when they see it, how you put it on and how you present it on your way, they might understand it, which is definitely cool. And now we can say this in 5 years.
Yeah,
people are now into fashion
absolutely
more than before.
True.
Especially the new generation. They are appreciating the style. And I have to thank, of course, people out there like you and me that been investing on their image and been investing on their stories, and they never change. So you have to tell your story. You have to stay and stand for it. And even though we got many changes, and now the people that they used to criticize you, they start to understand this is the fashion now, and they start to let's say, not saying copy you, but they start to take an inspiration from
No,
you.
no. You can say copy because that's what they do.
Well, I will be honest with you. It's not copy because today I didn't do something new. I just went back to the stories and I just only take dust out of that and I just give it that twist.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, all we do is manifest things at different times in a different way. So you're right. But one of the things we appreciated about you is that when we met you, you did have your own style.
True.
You weren't trying to look like anyone else, which anytime I meet any designer that has his own look and he's trying to create his own brand, that is something that I consider very special because that's kind of how the two of us think as well. We were never interested in looking like anyone else's product, you know.
Yeah.
And my thing is this: if you want Marrero, that's Marrero. You should buy Marrero. If you want to look at Bespoke Couture, this is what Bespoke Couture represents. This is what you should buy. I never believe in guys having the same look as every other designer. So I definitely appreciate that about you.
No, I'll be honest with you, and that's what makes us different, to stuck to your style, because it's a part of you. It's your inside out. So you know, you are not pretending it, because in one way you're going to miss the mask and you're going to be you one day. So so it's me. So I've never changed because it's part of me. So I'm reflecting inside me and I just put it out. It's kind, and people say, Roberto, if you go even to the supermarket, you dress the jacket. It's not because I'm dressing because of the others. It's just first I have to feel that I'm good, because you dress well.
Right.
Dressing well, by the way, is not today and complimentary. It's something I think it's I feel it myself. It's like you're eating healthy, you're going to the gym, so you need to dress well, because it's kind of appreciation of yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like you're appreciating yourself, and then you're reflecting the respect of the others, because people, they don't know you if you walk on the street, and they'll to take the first impression, and the first impression is it's discreet who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. But you said it, Roberto. You know, when you go to the grocery store, when you go to the supermarket, you're going to be well dressed. See, because it's in you. It's who you are. You're not putting on a show for anyone. It's you. You know, it's in your DNA. It's in your bloodline. You know, so dressing. I don't even want to say dressing. Really, it's about having style. So having style is in Roberto. Having style is in Mark and Marlon. You know, so you know, it's who we are. So naturally,
exactly.
Right.
And that's the reason why people are loving you, because they love you, because because it's a part of your identity, is who you are. True. If you are loyal to yourself by style, then you are loyal to your friends, you are loyal to your family, and you are loyal for the rest of the people, which makes you different. So if people, they are following the fashion, they at the same time, we're going to get crisis, because fashion, it's an industry, and all industries in the world, they're facing upside and down. You guys teach me that, because you're coming from a background of the finance, so you understand exactly when business go up and down. Style has, you know, and there's big names that I really respect, which is the iconic Ralph Lauren, because he gives you the lifestyle. He's just showing how people should dress in that occasion. So you have an occasion because of life. So I say to my client, so we want to dress, you know, we want something, but I don't know if the double-breasted is suitable in the morning or evening. I said, guys, our life, it's made by occasions. We wake up in the morning, we go to our office. If we are a businessman, so we have the lunch suit. You have to have it in a certain way. You have to have the discreet tie, and then you finish after 6. You're going to have an aperitivo, so it's completely different. So you need the blazer, you need the chinos, and you need the simple light blue shirt, and then you're fine.
Right.
And then you need the evening dress, which is if someone invite you home, how to wear, and the smoking jacket, because you're going to have a cigar with your friend. So all these elements people are missing, and they should get knowledge to it, that you don't have to follow a style of someone because he dressed like this. You should understand why and when that you need that things, and to which occasion you want them. When you understand this, it would become so easy for you. So
That's
And I
true.
think it's a missing of the knowledge of when to dress. That's the reason why they used to call it a dress code. So
Yeah,
you should have.
exactly.
So
Exactly. Right. Right.
yeah.
I would agree with that, Roberto, because now a guy like it goes back to style, you know, and I got a few questions, but it goes back to style. Like when you go out to the supermarket, when you go out to the grocery store, you're going to dress up because that's you. And you and I, we talk a lot, and we always talk about the same person all the time, Ralph Lauren, who inspired both of us. But when we look at Marrero, the brand, and we look at both Bespoke Couture, you don't see Ralph Lauren coming from us. So guys, you know, they can see pictures of elegant things and say, I want to look just like that. But it's important for every guy to develop his own style. And you, as his bespoke wardrobe designer, must hone in on that, understand who he is, capture that, and bring his individual style out of it. Would you agree?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let me just give you a tips. If you remember 5 years ago when we met at PT Uomo, and when I look at your jacket and I told you, you guys are rocking the show because let me explain to you why. What I love about you is something very special is that you twist a jacket that you use it when you go hunting.
Right.
You twist it in a way by using the cashmere and silk fabric, by giving it that, we call it trasandare, which is a way of taking a style which is out of the city and just only put them together to have a jacket that you can wear it in the city.
Right.
That's so big. That's so great. And
We
I really
always
appreciate that.
We always
because,
appreciate that.
and you know what? Because this element is very important. Because you're taking something what has nothing to do on the style of addressing it in the city, and then you twist it on your way. And if you remember, I said I'm a tailor, but I want to make it from you because I respect you, because I'm not the guy who wants to copy you. I want
Exactly. Right. And we always appreciate that. That's what. And tell Roberto where that jacket, that idea came from. Where we got that idea from?
Well, you know, the travel jacket is what we're speaking of.
Yeah.
It was basically an old 1970s TWA airline stewardess jacket.
Or steward.
Or steward jacket.
Yeah.
And what I did was I just added a twist to it, you know.
Right.
I mean, I've talked about this before in different interviews, how we kind of go in and we take things from the past, as you mentioned, and we bring it back and we add a twist on it. Like I said, nobody is actually creating really anything. They're just manifesting things at different times. But you can manifest something in a way that it will look new to the next generation. And that's what we try to do. And that's what you do as well. So it's just like the shirt that we saw you wearing. It's like a tuxedo shirt, had the pleats, but it was almost like a dress shirt too, and casual. That was like, that was out of this world to me, because it took some nuts to wear that and be out in the street with that, because the guy is like, well, wait a minute, this is a pleated tuxedo shirt, but it's casual too, and he's rocking it with no tie, no bow tie. That alone was something that we really appreciated about you, because you had your own style. When we met you at Pitti as well, you didn't look like anyone at Pitti. No one.
Yeah.
And I'm always interested in any guy that's doing his own thing, that has his own look and his own brand. Always. That's always
because you know why? It pays back. No matter what, how the way it's long, it pays back. And then you can see, because life is so short, so it's clean automatically, that people they want to jump in it, and then they got rid of it because they don't have our passions to keep going.
Yeah.
Because we know when you have something to tell, you need to fight for it, and then you really have to put everything. So because you believe in it, so it comes out of you automatically. So people will understand it, because it become a part of you. So if I look at you guys, if I say I want something really dandy, special, which is daring at the same time on the limit, they don't go out. You don't go extreme, but you still not classic. So this mixed style is fantastic.
Yeah.
In my word, I try to keep it clean and classic. But my style personally, I like a little bit too twisted, but I like the old school, because this is who I am, and this is what I do like to just only introduce to my client, which is they like what I wear because they
Right.
think it's the right mix. Because, you know, even being studying, so I mean, we're talking about PT. I've been going to PT since almost 12 years, so,
Mhm.
so 24 times. So I think some experience I had in my life. I'm
Yeah,
now
True,
I'm turning
indeed, right.
42. So yeah, little
Yeah, yeah,
bit of experience I do have.
yeah,
I have a lot to learn, but I'll be honest with you. It's been a beautiful to meet such wonderful people at
yeah,
PT, like you guys,
yeah,
like Gare and the others. People
yeah,
are
yeah.
really
Bo, right.
doing
Yeah,
their own.
Chris
Because
Pamela.
today, let's face the fact. Today, we are at the point that everything is changing so quick and fast.
true,
And now we
true,
are seeing the crisis we are facing today. You know.
Yeah,
true.
And let me say something. If you remember, guys, Tom Ford, when he started with the Gucci, with Domenico Del Sole, that he started to do a Gucci by Tom Ford.
Yeah.
He was a simple, well-dressed man working in a shop that we all know, you know. But he
Mhm.
has that style that which is makes that gentleman working by Gucci understand that this guy will go really far.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
So he picked them up, put them in Italy, and he started to work on it. Tom was great because he has an idea about what he's doing. So he went into the Italian style, he studied it well, and he keep
Mhm.
going. He comes out with the best of it. And if you remember, 2005 was the best fashion show he did ever.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
At that point today, Tom Ford, he's a name
yeah.
with
True.
the which he owns a
On the
lot
men's
of.
side, yeah. On the men's side, yeah,
Exactly, which is
yeah,
on
yeah.
a lot of respect. But let me
Right.
say something. Today, if we keep going to do what we believe,
Mhm.
it's the time to really become something special because our passion is beyond the crisis, it's beyond everything. Because in the end of the day, our brand is personal brand, is the brand that we have to talk directly with our client. We have to
Mhm.
be in touch with them. So no matter what happened, we're still here. So
Yeah,
once you're still here, and this moment that we are sharing, we are talking, we are having this experience,
Mhm.
that means we are here. So I
Yeah,
think a future will come for this generation that they believe of what they're doing because it's a circle and now
right.
it goes up and down, up. And we are, I think, on that point
On the
on the
top, right.
oh
circle
yeah,
that
Yeah,
we go into.
true, true.
It's just only a matter of being yourself, being strong,
Right, right.
because what's going on here, it's really crazy. And going back to my investment, I have normally 120 meters square of a sartoria, which is we are 8 of the family working together.
Mhm.
I thought the business is doing very well, so I need to do something bigger than this.
Right.
So I took this place, which is 650 meters
Yeah.
in the heart of Naples, where all the tailors are,
Mhm.
in a place called Casalnuovo.
Yeah.
So at that place, where it's next to the big names,
Mhm.
I started to work on it 7 months ago with an immense pleasure, having a 20 family to work for me.
Mhm.
I was not expecting this is to go so fast, to be
Right.
honest with you, because what happened now in the
Right.
yeah,
first 3 months was really crazy. We
Yeah, yeah.
started the year with the threat of USA and Iran. Then we got a little bit confused that it
Mhm.
will be a war, and then right the sudden coronavirus, and people are
Yeah,
getting panic, and the
yeah.
crisis all around.
Right.
Unfortunately, I have to stop at the moment because I invest a lot of money, almost 300,000 euro. Let me be honest with you,
Yeah.
with my immense pleasure. I cannot uh, guarantee what is going on because today we have to follow what is coming up next because we are still in our houses. We don't know what's going on. We are trying to understand, but
yeah,
nothing is clear.
Yeah.
So yes, this is a huge investment. It was an investment to do everything's under my roof.
Mhm.
Shirt, trousers, suits, and overcoats.
Mhm.
You see, guys, the pictures. I'm going to see it. The first things I'm going to do is I'm going to visit it once the quarantine is done, is finished. I hope so.
Mhm.
So I'm telling you, it's a matter of, again, I'm happy because I'm still here. If you
Yeah.
exist, you can do so. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not about to having a big place or a smaller place. About to keep going because with those hands, I'm going to work.
Right. Right.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
let me ask you this, Roberto, because I'm going to go back, but so I know you're a creator. One of the things that attracted us to you when we met you was that you had the uniqueness, like we spoke about. So being very unique like that, it's kind of difficult, wouldn't you agree, to find factories that can produce what you need to do, what your designs are on the
Well,
level that you want them to be, right? Would you agree?
I'll explain to you. Yeah, that's the reason why I was having this discussion.
Right.
Why, Roberto, you need to open this? Why? And I said, you know why? Let's start it. I mean, I do myself, I cut, but sometimes, you know, you need to have someone's help outside because you cannot do everything by yourself,
True.
especially when
Right.
you have too much and you are only 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
The most difficult things that you might find, which is I decide to open mine, is they cannot understand you because sometimes you are 360 and they walk 65 kilometers. So you are so fast
Far
and they
ahead,
are so
right?
slow.
Yeah.
So and then you try to re-explain, and they try to explain it, and you try to cut, you try to. It's not about they don't know how to do the job. It's just about they don't understand you because your
Far ahead.
inside your head is what is inside your head. You
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
copy a piece of art made by Picasso because you cannot be him. But what I'm saying is you try to imitate. But
Mm-hmm.
again, is I think in the best way, which is to do, is just try to understand or to make the first prototype and explain them.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's really tough.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not
Right.
easy. And as you can see, most of the big names, such as Zania, they've got their own factory because they
True.
believe that they have to have their own stylists, their own cutters, their own everything, because they can avoid this misunderstanding. And I'm 100% sure with you. That's the reason why I was happy, because you were coming to
Mm-hmm.
just only do something with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, because you see, if I'm not there to open a factory
Yeah.
to produce for others, but
Right.
I'm there just only for people like yourself. We're sharing, you know, we're sharing our thought because we come
Right.
from the same passion. You need to have it. You need to have it
Right.
inside you. So, and
Right.
it's very difficult even for me when I get someone new into my team to
Right.
teach them how. Sometimes they say, I have an experience. I've been doing this, and I said, listen, I respect what you do, but what I want is to listen to me, because what I have in my mind is difficult. It's difficult to have it somewhere else. So I need you just only to follow my steps.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get a little bit like offended because, you know, everyone is proud doing this job. But again,
Okay.
it's your way is your own way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be me and you wouldn't be you. No.
True.
Exactly.
True. True. Yeah. 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 And I think for people like us, Roberto, that's like the natural evolution to create your own shop, because therefore you've got total control. And when you're a creative, like you said, it's you're 360 miles ahead of somebody,
Exactly.
and they're just not ready to go.
You're not on the same page.
Yeah, you're not on the same page. So
Wait a
those
second. I'm sorry. I just want to say something. When
Okay,
you
go
see
ahead.
or our client, one of your jacket or one of my jacket, and they expecting you to have it in another kind of another cut, they should understand. And here, our client, they should understand that in one jacket, if you want to put it together, it takes really a lot of time, especially such
Yes.
as yours.
Yeah.
In every one jacket, we need to do a lot of jobs, a lot of you know, pieces like a test. We call
Exactly.
it a piece that to try and that to throw again to get
Yeah.
the perfect shape,
A fitting,
which is
right?
something. First of all, costly. Secondly, it needs a lot of time. You have to dedicate your life for it. So
Right.
sometimes when you say people, but you know, I seen you. Do you have something new? I said, what do you mean by new? Because if you mean by new to have something, you can go to H&M. There is every week something new. And you know what I mean? So there is not everything something new.
Yeah.
Something new to be copied and just only as it is from the computer to the machines, and then you can go and wear it on, and it's your own problem if it fits you or not.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
having all this to work on the top of it, one piece of ours, it's really a piece of art. So that's the reason why you can see when you work on it, when you explain it, when you have to understand the shoulders are not fitting, the sleeves are supposed to be in that way, because when you move, you have to have your own comfortability. Still, you should have the same shape.
Right.
So it's something that need a time. So that's the reason why the bespoke sector. And then what I want just only to highlight this, when they said people why I should go and do something by made on me. Because first of all, we're going to have a relationship between you and me, because I have to understand you, I have to understand your movement, how you sit, how you talk, how you want to act, how you want to look while you are sitting. You don't have to stand and fix your jacket, because you might sit and perfectly doing it well. So having this together, sharing this an emotion, you're not paying a garment, you're paying a piece of my life, because I'm sharing it with you. You understand that I'm sharing my time, I'm sharing my knowledge, I'm giving you a part of my life. I'm supposed to invest it somewhere else, but I'm giving it to you in your hand. It's not about I'm making on your garment, it's I'm giving you service and behind this. So that's the reason why I try always to have a relationship with my client, to understand, to go around and understand them. And I'm sure, guys, you're doing the same thing. So, you know, we don't ship, we go and we deliver the suit. So we have to be there once they have this beautiful emotion. You cannot miss this emotion by sending them a box and say, happy, your suit is done.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you never see them again. I mean,
exactly.
I tell every one of our clients, this is a relationship business, and when we take them on, and they're like, yeah. But once they get into it, they realize you're almost like their barber. You know, you're not going to have a great haircut if every time you get your haircut, the haircut is done by a different barber.
Don't tell me about the haircut, because I used to fly when I was in Milano to Naples to get my haircut.
Oh, wow.
Fly back and forth one day because I never changed my hairdresser.
Right.
So that's the same thing with clients. I think when you take on the new client, you have to help them to understand that. And once they become your client and they get their first garment, and then they get all the compliments from wearing that garment, I think then they begin to fully realize that what you said in the beginning wasn't a factual statement. And then that's when the relationship really starts to begin. Because, you know, we're not guys that sell you off the rack clothing, and I'm not knocking off the rack anything, but we are providing a lifestyle to our clients. And you're doing, of course, the same. And so by doing this, one of the things you mentioned is you're providing a look for that particular client. I mean, you have many other clients, and every client has a different look. But this particular client is going to have his own look, and he'll appreciate that because his look won't be like anyone else's.
True.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this, Roberto. You pay attention to the detail. You know, that's something we all have in common, us three. We pay attention to the detail. And I remember looking at your footwear, and even on your footwear, on the smallest piece, you've got your little logo, your mustache on your. Tell us about that. Why did you feel there was a need to put that even on your shoes that you produce?
You know, it's a Belgium shoe. No, you know, you have it with the classic bow tie. And most of the brand that they have exactly the same. And I was like, why I should buy a different name? Then I go to Belgium shoe and I buy the Belgium shoe, the classic original one, and I'm fine. And I'm happy. So I said, let's have an element of my logo in it, and let me be far away from the rest of the others, which is taken from the old school, but twisted again. You have to have your own, we call it, your own like spezia, which is something you have to have it from you. So I said, let me do it. And to be honest with you, the mustache today, it's a part of my logo because it goes back to Giuseppe Garibaldi, which is the founder of putting all Italy together. So I was very inspired by. So, so what I said is let's have that logo on, but it's not about the details. Have you seen inside the undersole that what I
I was going to get to that, but you already touched on it. So
I went to Germany because there's a company that they are making a foam, it's called memory foam, and it's a company that they're making a mattress which is to sleep. And I was asking them, is it possible to have the same material for the shoes and then have it inside? Because I was suffering wearing the shoes 8 to 9 hours and, you know, walking around. And I want to have the same feeling once when I'm in the gym. And I was like, is it possible? They said, everything is possible if we can study it. So we studied it for 3 months, back and forth with samples. We decided, so I have to go to the shoe factory and that I have to explain them that to have to to put a little bit higher on the form, the shoes, because
Right.
otherwise you cannot fit in. So we have
Yeah.
to manage that things. So my details are functional details, are not only aesthetical details. So
Right. That's
you
right.
have to have that. You have to have that details in you, because
Yes.
it's so easy to have a details, to have 1,000 of colors, and and hand stitching and all. This is we
Yeah.
call it. This is is must have, which we should do.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
you should have, today I think the functional details are that we need in our life. We need the shoes that we can feel comfortable. We need the
Yeah.
jacket that we have some extra pocket for our own needs, that we don't have to share what we
Yeah.
have inside, but
That's
we know where we keep our things, which is, if you remember my tie that has the hidden pocket, I did many
yeah.
years, and now
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm seeing you doing this, which is my immense pleasure. I'm so happy, because you should have something little bit that is not about aesthetically wise. It's just
Yeah.
only about having is a useful detail. So
Yeah.
so the shoes, and I will be honest with you, I don't think they go out of the fashion. That's the reason why I remake them again and again and again. So I
Right. Right.
try on my collection to
Mhm.
don't do something that I follow fashion,
Right.
something timeless, which is, you can wear it today, you can wear it tomorrow. Maybe we can change color, but this is me. If you want to find this is
Right.
me. I will never change. I
Right.
will never change. Because the moment I change, I will change my own characters, and I will change my personality. I will be not me. I will be a different brand.
Right. And so that goes back to, a lot of people, they always ask, why are you so expensive? And so you just explained it, the detail about going to Germany and using the memory foam in your shoes. And the same thing with us. When we were doing our footwear, no one ever could say our shoes hurt their feet, because we made sure that shoe, that semi-sartorial shoe, was going to be functional and comfortable. If you had to run away from a bear, you would be able to do it and your feet wouldn't hurt you, And we were going to make it that way. And so this is we talked about branding, and I believe a lot of things will change soon after this whole thing opens up. And I'm not here to knock anyone, but I think it's very important for people to develop a true brand of who they are. Because I believe everyone that follows everyone, that copies everyone to a T, Roberto, I don't think they're going to have space to be here. Because I think, it's going to be
Because this
those.
is the time that they cannot take any more inspiration to copy anyone.
Right. You got to
Yeah.
become your
So
own person.
Here, dear client, you should understand who's keep going. And let me be honest with you. In this quarantine, we've been working, and now after a week, I'm going to have on my website the new collection. Mm-hmm. And I've been working through my house with my family. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I've been using taxis to move the pieces to just only make the bottom hole in my sister's house and the others. I've been using this because I don't want to sit and watch. Yeah, I want to keep going, because this is the moment, is not the vacation. It's the moment to focus and do the best ever, because the only creation moment comes when you are really suffering. And be honest with you, I'm suffering. You know why I'm suffering? Seeing our beautiful world getting loose by a stupid decision makers that they don't know how to manage things, and we all know. So it hurts me, and I said, no, I need to do something for my client, my followers, because to be honest with you, I'm sharing even something which is, we go back into it in the end there. With them, it's not about only dressing well. It's about to get to knowledge your right, to understand why you are living in this world.
Right.
So again, this is the moment to understand who is copying and who is not copying.
That's true, right?
Because today, if you see, people are freezed. They don't know what to do. They're blocked. They are afraid. In my opinion, the illusion of a crisis creates you a mind control that they block you.
Absolutely.
And this is an illusion for us to stay standing. We don't have to stay. We don't have to get this illusion, because they make you believe that it's an illusion of control, of using their power. Right. Your power of mind comes from here. It comes from designing. It's coming from an inspiration. Your inspiration does not come by going out and sitting in the garden and watching it. Your inspiration comes from inside. When you had this, when you can do this, you can do it even while you are in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in
True.
worst case scenario. So what
Right.
I'm saying is, it is the moment to get inspired today, not tomorrow when everything's open. It's so easy to get inspired going to Capri or Costiera Amalfitana. Wow, everything is beautiful, no?
Mm-hmm.
Now you will see the collection next week online, and you will see the inspiration that I had. I'll be honest with you, it will be fantastic because it comes from the point is when you sit and you can imagine yourself in that area and appreciate the moment when you were in that places,
Yeah,
and you got that imagination.
Yes,
It's
true.
just only how we call it. It's the attraction of being there, but you're not there. It leads you to create that perfect image, no?
That's right,
Yeah,
right. I would agree. I mean, this is the time, you know, like we talk often and we're both working. This is the time that we all need to hunker down and do what we need to do.
go in
Create.
the lab and create.
This is not the time to go to sleep. You know, we put our best foot forward so that when it's all said and done, these two brands will be here, you know, and people will be like, wow, they did that under strain, under duress, under not knowing what the next corner would be, you know, the next turn of the corner would be. So that's where the creators separate themselves from other people. And I'm not knocking anyone, but we're in this business to be creators. And what you said earlier.
We love you, Mr. I have a special hello to Mr. Smile because he's one of my special wonderful. I call him Mr. Smile. He's always happy. So
okay, yeah. So I was going to say, you know, where do you think Pitti Uomo will still have an important role in the men's fashion industry moving forward?
Indeed, because if you remember when they started Pitti, you was not allowed to get in until you have your own activities, and now in Pitti, which is the only things I love is which made me meet with you guys. So, and meet the new generation. And be honest with you, the new generation are really well knowledge and they have a lot to say. So it's the spot which is we open the door for the rest of others. So you see, there is Pitti Uomo and there is Settimana di Moda, and there is it's the beginning of all the circle of the fashion. And why it's very important, why we should keep it on, because they were brand there starting from there, and they got worldwide knowledge such as Brunello Cucinelli and such as many others, you know, Adreni as well. He used to exhibit there. So it's very important. It's very important to see wonderful people like you, of course. And I remember you with the black beard. Now life is changing.
Now it's all great. Long time ago, right?
Since when we know each other?
That was 2014.
I think.
2014, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's almost like yesterday, right?
Right, exactly right. Yeah.
So
you know,
but
you know what I do love. Let me say something very important. What I do notice in USA, and especially the African American, that they've got this twist, and I love it. And I say it always. You guys way more ahead than the rest of the others for one reason. You know why? Because a way that you spend having an attention on details, it's really drives me crazy. And I say that many times in my interviews that I'm in love completely with the way how the African Americans dressed, and especially when they come to Pitti, when they want to look like a perfect Italian way, they do it well. And there is something they should little bit to highlight it, because there's a lot of guys that dressing well are not well appreciated like the rest.
That's true.
And I'll be honest with you, and I would like to see more, because a way you twist things, because you've got the character, so anything you can wear, you can twist it directly into a fashion.
That's true.
So it has to have, you know, something we call it, like, let's say, the African American dandyism style or movement, or something that you have to point on, because you are guys a point of reference that to take some inspiration from. And I will be honest with you, watching the all dancing, watching the movies, the way they dress, the body structures, which is they stand the jacket on them. So all these details, it's help, and today our world and why USA, it's a special of that, because it's mixtures of everything. And
true.
people sometimes get me wrong when I'm against the politician, that I'm not against Americans, because I have many Americans.
Exactly. Totally.
I'm in love with them. So
you can be against politicians, because I am too.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that you're against the country, the rest of the people in the country. I can't stand my politicians either. They're idiots.
So we're against idiots. We're against idiots, Roberto.
The problem, you know what? Because when you say sometimes you are not happy of those decision makers, people get you wrong. They think that you are hating the whole country, which is not true.
Right. That's not true. It's not true. I mean, you send me information, I send you information.
We know what's going on.
I read about your politicians, you read about my politicians, and we both draw the same conclusions, don't we?
I'll be honest with you. Make it simple. Make it simple.
Yeah.
Imagine, imagine if you have a completely a black hair, and one only of your hair is a white. Why you need to shave all your hair? You understand me what I mean? So that's what's happening now. Why we should lock down the whole world because of few people that we are absolutely irresponsible to take care of it. Now they're showing us they have no responsibility, no attitude, no style of taking things in a serious way. So why should I respect a government that they don't respect my rights, they don't respect who I am, they're insulting my intelligence by telling me we have to block you home, 60 million people for 2 months because 150,000 are sick.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's insane. I'm not against the people are really facing these issues. But what about now? Let me explain to you something. That only in a part of the south of Italy, we have 600,000 people lost the job inside quarantine, okay? And those people are now, they're going to face the troubles. And some of them are going to suicide, because that's what is going to happen. When you don't have a face, you're going to jump into a train or whatever. And there's something that issue is happening around us. Why those people you are not thinking about them? And I think everything was made because we're going to face a crisis that people have to pay the price.
Absolutely.
But all what I'm saying is, being always awake, like you guys, we are trying to using our platform, even though we are a style, we like to talk about style. And honestly talking, I like to talk about style. I don't want to talk about something, but I cannot do it. I cannot lie on myself and say the world is beautiful like this and keep going. I cannot teach you how to knot your tie once the world is stopped and blocked and people are suffering. I cannot do it. I'm sorry.
I mean, you said it. Use your platform, and that's what we do to try to wake the masses up. I mean, people don't have to. I don't need a man to speak for me. I speak for myself. I didn't come here to be mastered. I came to be a master. So with that being said, you take liberties away. Like you said, if you have a head full of black hair and you have one gray strand, why would you cut all of your hair off? It makes no sense. You have all these businesses. When you shut things down like this, it produces a domino effect. So even when it's open, it's not going to immediately go back to how it used to be.
Especially in Italy, we've got the culture of having a coffee 5 days, five times a day.
Exactly.
So if I don't see my friend every time, at least the barman 5 times a day, I feel bad now. How are you going to take this away from me? I'm going to say hello for you 1.5 meters far. I have to hug you. I have to say buongiorno, come stai? All this. How are you going to take this right away from me? So it's insane. It's insane. I'll be honest with you. I mean, today we are in the moment that we should understand. Is waking up to understand our rights. We don't have to go too much complicated. Let's face the fact. You should understand that those are your rights, has been taken out from you. You should give it back to you, but you don't have to accept it, because while you have to listen to this, you are a part of this game. Once you are awake, when you make people awake, that's what's happened yesterday in USA, and I was really happy. Of people walking down in the street asking for their right. They said, we are not allowed to. We don't want to sit. We don't want to continue being at our houses.
Yeah.
Now, you know what is the big issue? What I'm really concerned about in Italy, we might have almost 3 million people losing their job.
Yeah.
Definitely, they
Same
did.
here. I mean,
Same thing here.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
You know, tell them what happened to you, Marrero, when you went to the beach. Tell the people.
Well, yeah, yes, that was 3 days ago. I said to Eleonora, I said, listen, I have to walk. I don't give a damn because this is my right. And I know our rules in Italy. So the rules, they say that you're not allowed to block me because there's nothing saying this in the rules. So I walk from my house, which is 400 meters far away from the beach in Naples. Once I was walking, seven policemen, they jumped to me and said, come. I said, yeah, let's go and say hello. I was with Eleonora. They said, we need to fine you. I said, why? He said, because you're not allowed to walk. I said, why? I'm allowed to walk upstairs here, and I'm not allowed to breathe a fresh air. And then I get myself a little bit. They said, where do you live? I said, 400 meters away from here.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I have to fine you. You have to write me an auto-certificazione saying that why you are here. I said, I will not write it because this is again the law of Italy. So I'm not going to write. So let me make it short. He fined me 300 euros. I took this and I throw it next to him and I said, okay, if you're, and no, by the way, he give me a fine on a copy. You know, it's like a copy, you know, they want to just only have it as a number.
Yeah.
They might pass by a rule.
Right.
So I directly spoke with my lawyer. I said, listen, that's what happened. He said, Roberto, you know what? It's so funny because there is almost 60,000 fine. Nothing will happen. None one of the judge will welcome 60,000 case at the same issue. They will be canceled. So let me be honest with you. Don't get afraid. Don't let them fool you with their own illusion by fining you. Nothing will happen. Worry about your future because that's most important to have to worry about.
Yeah,
it's not about what's happening today. Because listen, we are all going to die today or tomorrow. But to be honest with you, I like to die free instead to sit like a sheep in the house and waiting someone to help me. They will never get help. Remember something, all the government are not your daddies. They will never help you. They will never care about you.
Right.
Since you born, you are only a number, a security number. They make profit on you. So since you born, they make profit on you. So you have to understand that. Once you understand that, they are not your daddy. They will not take care about your business. At that moment, you understand you are alive. And then you can understand and asking for your right.
True.
That's right.
True.
So I'm glad you said that because I've been using my platform for the past 12 years to tell people about this. And we have to wake up because when we allow, everything in the world is about consent.
Yeah.
You know, and people make decisions based on fear.
True.
Fear is false events appearing real.
Exactly.
That are in fear, you will make a decision that is ultimately detrimental to your future. So it's imperative at this time that you wake up, that you stop believing what you hear in the media. As we say in America, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay, and do some research and start learning some things because these politicians are not for you; they are for them. But it's more of us than it is of them, and all we have to do is say that we don't consent and stand up. That's it.
And you see what's happened. And you see what's happened. The same things when they create you a fear that saying you from 9/11 until today. When they explained that the Middle East is the place of terrorism, and I fly a lot and I do business, and I've seen wonderful people there. When they said Mexico, it's plenty of diseases, and it was the most wonderful period of my life going there, and I went there for 20. Do not believe everything says on TV and try. You know, I don't have a TV since 25 years. I don't use it.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's good.
I'm out of
that means you're not being programmed in the mind.
I'm very vegan. I'm very vegan. So I'm not using a TV. I'm using just only my own research. Yeah. Today is the time to do research because you're not doing it for us. You're doing it for yourself. We are trying to risk our platform for you that are giving you this information.
Right.
Don't give it for granted. Just take it and do your own research for your good, for your family, for your children, for your wife, for your mother, for your life, for your future, for being a human. Once you've got this and understand what we give you a tips, just only to, we are not here to tell you what you have to do in your life. We are here to tell you, guys, they are playing with you. Please wake
Yes.
up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Please understand this is the situation.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
honest with you today. Let's say in Italy, it was already difficult to do business in Italy. Let's face the fact. Even this before all this, because
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we have
In
almost
the United States. Yeah. Yeah.
but we have almost 60% of taxes. We are almost the worst country to invest in. And to be honest with you, what's happening now, seeing our Italy's being sold, half of it to the Chinese, and our government has just only took 6 billion euro to get into the 5G. When you see these numbers and you see still they're doing taxes on you. And by the way, we didn't receive the money yet from the government, so to be
Well,
still
same
we
here.
didn't receive not even
Some
the
people have
600.
received money, but
No, I mean, I have to share this with people. They have to
Yeah.
understand, because we didn't receive. We are not like the American lucky to receive the money directly. 2 months of lockdown, we didn't receive nothing. People are using the money of their own families.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Italian are not rich, all of them. So
Well, let me ask you this, Marrero. Is it true, though, that when this first started in Italy, did they set aside mortgage payments and credit card payments in Italy?
I will explain you something. I received the 2 weeks after. I received 6 messages, and I will post this even on my risk. I spoke with my lawyer about it. From the banks are from Europe, offering me margin of 25 million, but to put my company on hold, and they will help me to increase my company's level. And I still didn't answer, because the fact is, what are they doing is now there's a new currency. So the paper is the illusion of the money that we have today. It's an illusion. It's a paper.
Yeah.
You give them a value. They will stamp it and they will give it to you, so you'll feel happy. They will take your babies from you, which is your business.
Yeah.
They will take, and they will give you a paper. Those paper in about like this, they will decide has no value. And that's what happened in Russia. That's what's happening in a part of the Middle East. You are like this. So what you do is you'll feel happy. You have a few months to exchange it into a new currency, and you lose a lot of money. So you're absolutely in a trap by giving your business to a bankers that will be for the rest of your life in debt. So I refused, and I was asking my client, this is the right moment if you want to order to do so, because it's the moment to stand to each other and to understand this is the moment to help each other in many different ways. And by the way, this weekend I'm going to have, which is I never do, because to be honest with you, the price range of my ready-to-wear are really honest according to the quality. I'm going to have a special weekend with a very good discount for my client to help this to spread a little bit. Because being honest with you, there's 8 family that I used to pay them monthly are working with me. They've been 2 months with no work, with nothing from the government. So I have to look behind them as well.
Yeah. I mean, we all have to, I agree with you. We all have to actually help each other, because the government's not going to help us. The government is just a bunch of criminals. And I'm just going to tell it like it is. Anybody believes that they're not criminals has their head in the sand. Okay. Government is a bunch. They are a bunch of criminals. But remember, we give them the power.
Yeah, we give them the power.
So if we snatch the power from them, they have nothing. And so we have to help and work out our own issues with one another, so we can support and build one another. Because to me, in my personal opinion, the ultimate goal is to make us all slaves, and this all end up being like Hunger Games, the movie.
Exactly. Let me give you an example. Imagine something. Only a taxation of the fashion industry in Italy, from Armani, Dolce & Gabbana, all those big brands to the small brand. Only the taxation of those companies, they can build another 2 Italy. Now tell me, in a situation of like this, with all this taxation, our government, they didn't have the money to buy a mask. And you still believe you need to pay the taxes?
Right.
You still believe you're going to get a health service. Once your government, they cannot be even able to buy a mask.
Roberto, when you told me that they would charge you a shadow tax because you have a balcony,
They do. They charge you. They charge you as well. They charge you. They charge you. They charge you their soul. And you know, by the way, if you go to Capri and you want to have your coffee in the piazzetta, don't get surprised if they ask you a lot of money, because those people, they have to pay a lot of money of taxes using the place, the public place, by paying a lot of money, by having their tables there. So they've been always 60% giving it to the government to have that place there. So sometimes people wonder why in Italy things are expensive, because we cannot handle the taxes. So that's the issue. Once we understand taxes, I'm not saying you don't have to pay. You have to pay, but you have to get your right back. You have to get well educations. You have to get well health care. You have to. Now it's a big time to understand.
It's wake up time.
So we got like 5 minutes, or we're going to get cut off. So let me ask you this, Roberto, where do you see the men's bespoke business 5 years from now? What's your vision 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I'm so happy to have this question, and thank you so much. I'm seeing a lot of awakeness in our friend of mine connections, which is, those people are wonderful. You know, there's people are putting their life on risk to just only giving knowledge of what's happening. I think, my dear friend, it will be a revolution in a good sense. Because people, they understand the big brands, they follow the waves, and those waves are, today we've seen it, they're all bad waves. I think the authenticity today, it's really the time, because as what my dear friend saying it, the humanity is waking up now. It's waking up by understanding not only the right, understand the right, because if you notice, they've been a time from since 2015 until now, are the big designers changing their way of dressing, that they want to show the man look like a woman and man look like a man. Which like a woman, so it's like confusing the generation, no? And but today the awakeness is to be awake and everything. So from now until 5 years, I will definitely say it's our time. So we need to focus. We need to give. We don't have to stop, because this is our life. We decide when, and we decide how to live it. So we need to keep fighting for it. So I'm saying, guys, definitely will have a great future. I love you. I respect you. Thank you so much for having me today. And we definitely will be in touch.
Likewise, Roberto. We
keep,
love you too,
keep
man.
saying, I do not consent.
Hey, so look, man, keep doing your thing. Can't wait to see you again, man.
I'm coming to US, but make sure without Trump, okay?
Okay. All right, man. It was great talking to you.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
All right.
See you later.